down above me. Gotta be kidding me. Oh my god, that sucks. Well, I just made a big ramble-bamble, laughing, having a good time, talking to people. I changed it from stream to webcam. Second time seemed to work for the live feed is what I'm getting at. Oh, maybe we gotta try a different time of day. Do I gotta go earlier in the morning or late at night? I don't frickin' know. All these other YouTube channels pull it off. Damn it. Sorry, guys. Nothing I can do about it. Probably somebody thinks my Starlink thing isn't high enough. It's right on top of the shop. Nothing. There's no obstructions. I'll go double check. I don't know if the satellite moves around. I don't know. Whatever. Shit. Anyway, all right, what are we doing? Let's get into her, shall we? I'm going to get some emails shared today. I hate failure on my end. It's like too many times now. It's too many times with the live feed. It's really, really frustrating. But I'll get to the bottom of it. Now, I had a video sent to me. Hold on a sec. Video sent to me. Where is it? Videos. All right, let's have a look at this. Somebody sent me a purported video from a farmer in Georgia. What do you guys think of this? Let's have a look. It's hard to say. I mean, it's pretty obvious when people do hoax a Sasquatch, being a Bigfoot, being a Sasquatch, and they put on a whatever they're putting on, but they really over-exaggerate animate their movements and their actions. But this doesn't seem like it. But the broad shoulders, who knows if this is one of the people that live near us, around us. If it is one, I don't think it's a big man Sabe person, because it's just not that massive bulk. Where everybody goes, it was freaking massive. And that freaks shit out of them. But anyway, there you go. I don't know. Anybody know about this? What do you think? Do you think it's real? I don't know if it's real or not. But consider it shared. And again, don't really make a difference, does it? Do you know what I mean? I mean, it makes a difference for people who haven't seen yet, but for those of you who have seen, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter anymore. Footprints don't matter anymore. Photos just don't really matter anymore, right? Because you've seen, you know what's up. Now, moving along. Who do we got? What do we got? I put notes, things I wanted to mention to you guys. Change starts with the kids. God, I hope that ended up on that live feed. Talked about Canasons. I was going to make a quick note about that Dan Bongino. I got a little respect for him. He's not scared. But I guess he just made a post recently about what he has seen and what he's learned now has changed him. And how nothing's correct. It's all dark. And it is. And I hope that one day he shares every single tidbit of truth he's got. For the people like myself and you that care and want to know. And aren't scared, right? And aren't scared. Now, who's next? Who do we want to hear from? Well, who do we want to hear from? I want to hear from everyone. Hold on a second. All right, here we go. Fresh out of the pen. Help, please. Have I photographed the opening of a portal? Shit, I don't know. Let's have a look and a listen. G'day, Steve. My name is Kim, and you can feel free to use my name. My husband, Michael, and I are from Queensland, Australia. Before I get to the subject of the photo, I'd just like to say how much we enjoy you and the entire content of your channel. We began watching at the start of this year and haven't stopped. We love your rants and sit absorbing all you're saying while nodding our heads in agreement. Right on. Welcome aboard, my friends. We have often had discussions prior to finding your channel about the devious goings-on of world governments and, quote, secret societies, end quote, or entities that in turn govern the governments and would-be leaders. Just our instincts. Unfortunately, we have no hard evidence to bring that to subject. We got it. It's in our face daily. Oh, hear a door. We also shake our heads in despair as we see the populations evolving into whiny, entitled, sniveling, and easily offended people. I'm 64 years old, Steve, and when growing up, we were always told, quote, there's always someone worse off than you in the world, end quote, or walk it off. And there certainly wasn't an HR department to run crying to. Made us stronger, I think. You're a good person, Steve, and it's a rare thing these days to find an honest, stand-up person like yourself. Appreciate the kind words. And so are you guys. You're doing such a wonderful job of helping the people find a voice and a place of comfort to share their experiences. And at this point, I want to inject a big hello from Michael's sister Maureen and her partner Rodney. They also love your channel. We, the four of us, are all knowers. We haven't as of yet had a personal encounter with a Yowie, but we've experienced a few things. We go on road trips and camping trips together, and collectively and individually, we have heard heavy footfall, whooping, rocks being banged together, and a very, very loud snort/grunt that didn't come from any native animal or human. We've all experienced strange, uneasy feelings whilst being out in the bush. Not a dread, but just an awareness that makes you suddenly feel vulnerable when your gut tells you to leave now. So on to the photo. I don't want to reveal the exact location of the photo for two reasons. I don't want people running off to this location as it is dangerous terrain and I wouldn't want anyone getting hurt. But also to protect the people that reside there, as it is one of the many known areas for Yowie sightings. These people have the right to live in peace without people hunting them down for self-glory. My husband and I were on an early morning road trip. We love getting out into the bush and nature as much as possible. And by mid-morning, we found ourselves driving up a very steep, narrow, and winding back road. The terrain was extremely rocky. In fact, prone to rock slides. There were cliffs and caves and patches of extremely dense bushland. There was nowhere to pull off to the side, so not an ideal place for hikers. I guess we were about halfway up the winding back road when, lo and behold, we had to stop at one of those portable red lights they place when there's roadwork somewhere up ahead. We nearly always encounter them on our trips. The red light was taking forever to change to green, and we still weren't getting any cars coming toward us from the other direction. So, we knew we'd be sitting there for a while. Anyway, I'm a mad photographer and nearly always have my camera in the front seat of the car with me. And since I was getting a little bored, I wound down my window and took a snap of the bushland off to my side. It was a very bleak day. Not a lot of light, and the shot was less than impressive. Until I uploaded my photos onto my computer and I saw what was in the photo. I've been sitting on this photo for a while, Steve, waiting to send it to you, but also not out of fear of people calling it fakery. Who gives a shit what people think? You know what I mean? Who cares what people think? I assure you, Steve, it's not faked. My husband and I are so honest that when we come out of a shop and realize that they've undercharged us, we go back and make it right. We pay the difference. Yes, LOL. We've had some weird looks from the people behind the counter, but also some big thanks. Anyway, I'm attaching 2 copies of the photo. One is the original that'll probably be too big to open on your phone, but I wanted to include it for perspective. The other is a cropped version. I placed a yellow arrow on the photos to point to the thing. Now keep in mind it was a bleak day. Whatever weak sun we had was not finding its way easily into this area to bounce off things. So, it looks to us like some sort of a creature opening a portal. There is a figure of something, and it looks like it's holding 2 orbs, and then there's a brilliant white light arcing from one orb to the other, up and over the creature. The arc of white light doesn't look like a natural occurrence. It looks like some kind of energy field. And we have no native creatures in Australia that look like that. I'm not even sure if it's a Yowie. So I'd love an opinion from you or your viewers. Have I inadvertently captured something unique? Part of me hopes so, but part of me is thinking, fuck-a-doodle, what the hell is out there? Sorry, I don't usually use bad language, but this photo makes me swear. You can't offend me. Believe me, it's impossible. Anyway, Steve, I hope this email isn't too long. Please keep up the great work, and God bless you and Sarah for all the animals. Absolutely the adventure dog. Oh, sorry. God bless you and Sarah and all of the animals. Absolutely love Adventure Dog. Keep safe and well. Many thanks. Kim and Michael Kickbush. Full-size photo. All right. Give me a minute. Let me load this on here. We'll check her out. And I appreciate the email and especially the kind words of encouragement and the honesty and your brevity. Brevity. Appreciate you guys. All right, there you go. Photos shared. See what you guys think. You want to comment on that? Throw it down in the comment section below. They're interested in hearing about it. Myself, haven't a clue. That's my ultimate honest answer. I haven't a clue. Appreciate you guys' time. Be safe out there and keep us posted, all right? And a big hello to you and your friends out there who are here with us daily. Now, who is this from? This is from our good friend, the Cooge. Our A-type, fearless, ex-law enforcement, stud of a man. Friend of ours has just emailed again. This is titled, Who is in Control from Cujo? Okay, man, I'm interested in this. I've often wondered the same thing, Steve. Who's in control of our world? I believe that until after World War II that our governments and our people were in control. Up until then, I don't think there was a set group of people or a person who ran everything, but I firmly believe now that there is a higher level above our governments that control this planet's destiny. There's different names for them, like the Illuminati or the Majestic 12, but something happened to put those people in power. Some say the 10 families rule the world, ultra-rich families like the Rockefellers, etc. They have bought this control with trillions of dollars that have made since the Industrial Revolution. I believe that our leaders in the United States at the highest level are read into this corrupt system when they are sworn into office. I agree. Some may know of it beforehand, but some do not. I was watching a show about the unexplained and UFOs, and they mentioned that if you compare the president's face before they have this meeting and after they have this meeting, the look on their faces after this meeting is a look of fear, concern, and disbelief, I guess. People have given us hints throughout the years. Eisenhower, upon his exit, said, "Beware of the military-industrial complex," in his exit address to the nation, an industry that is controlled by those families I mentioned earlier. And in Ronald Reagan's final speech to Congress, he alluded to another world that is unseen, stating that he wondered how the world would react if an alien threat were ever to threaten the world, if we would come together as one. Personally, this is what I think happened. I believe that around the turn of the century, back in the early 1900s, people started seeing things they couldn't explain in the sky. There are stories of UFO crashes and recoveries going way back. I remember one about a UFO crash where they actually buried the alien in a cemetery and put a stone on his grave. But even way back then, there were people collecting this technology and keeping it secret in order to benefit themselves or their group or their family. There have been physicists and scientists who have tried to lift the veil and also just given hints, probably out of fear, saying that anything that you have seen or imagined in Star Trek or Star Wars, we can do now. But the people in control of that technology will not share it because oil and making electricity and power the old-fashioned way is a very lucrative industry. I think what it comes down to is the money and the demonstration of the secret powers that these people have that keeps the rest of the world in line, even superpowers like the United States. And anybody who threatens the secrets that these people have are dealt with, disappeared, and killed. I think the first one was Nikola Tesla. He found out on his own how to pull energy out of thin air. They killed him for that. Another one's John F. Kennedy. There's a story about a limousine ride that he was taking with Marilyn Monroe. During that limousine ride, he casually asked Marilyn if she believed in aliens. I forgot what her exact answer was, but his reply to her was that he had found out the answer, and he was going public with it very soon. They were both killed shortly after that happened. The World Trade Center conspiracy that I can believe is the investigation into the trillions of dollars that was missing from the United States budget. World Trade Center 7 had all that information in it, and that's why that building was taken out along with the two towers. Recently, there's been a lot of photographic evidence that depicts small explosions down the length of the World Trade Center buildings that are consistent with a controlled demolition. Yeah, damn straight they've proven that easily. Easily proven that. Photographs were also inadvertently taken of some of the beams that were cut with cutting charges before they were hauled away for disposal. And I think you're right that this group of families, and I think you're right that this group of families, the Illuminati or Majestic 12, basically forces people to do their bidding because of the power they have and because of the technology they have, under penalty of death should they reveal their secrets. And I do believe that it is all connected. The paranormal Sasquatch, UFOs, Skinwalker Ranch, and other places like it. This group of people who are in control know all about everything. They'll do anything to keep that control. I mean, what would you do if you were the newly elected president of the United States with no former connection to the government? And after you were elected, you were told that you had to go to this mandatory meeting. And in this meeting, you were shown demonstrations of weapons and technology and things that you have never seen or imagined before. Things that can destroy this world faster than a nuclear Armageddon. And after that, the people showing you this stuff said something like, just play nice. Keep us happy, do what we say, and everything will be okay. And oh yeah, we'll give you a few $1 billion if you don't say anything either. Anyways, these are just things that I'm thinking, just my 2 cents. I'm just an old beat-up retired cop. Have a good day, my friend. Keep watching your back, Cooch. Oh, you too, my man. You be safe out there. I know you're nonstop probably putting yourself out there in some form or another too, right? So you watch your back too, my man. Yeah, there's some crazy ass shit going on. Absolute crazy ass shit going on. It's amazing how we have been raised in these cages. It just blows me away. I know some of you just don't want to hear me say it, but oh well. You can always get a refund for the ticket you paid at the door to get in here, right? Yeah, it's frustrating. There's so much, especially, where was I? Was it in the river? I think I was in the river. I don't know. Looking around the trees and all the wildlife, my trail cameras, and watching all the coolest shit on there. And then it just hits me in the face sometimes of just how amazing this lifetime is and should be. Excuse me, daily. There's not for so many, all because of these dirty sons of bitches. The Cooge has just put the spotlight on again, right? It just freaks me out. Sometimes I think, oh, okay, somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to do it. Somebody's got to form, organize, get the people rallied up together. Well, guess what happens to those people that do that right now? Right now, currently in Canada, Tamara Lynch, and I unfortunately forget the name of the other guy. There's 2 people they have decided who were the ringleaders to conspire and organize the protest against the government during the mandatory vaccinations from the Canadian cabal. Right now, they're trying to put them in jail for 7 years. 7 or 8 years. And as far as I'm concerned, if either one of these 2 Canadians does time, as far as I'm concerned, the right thing that should be done is the entire population of Canada should rise up and shred Ottawa right down to the foundation. The population of Canada should have done that a long time ago, actually. Amongst other countries on their own. Ground zero for these sons of bitches. But let's just say some prick like me decided to do that and organize and start getting people together. How long would it take them to, A, plant shit on my computer, storm my house, and tell the world I was a pedophile? Or off me. One or the other. That's what they do. That's what they do. And especially today with technology, how would you successfully organize? I know some guys, some ex-military guys, and whoever they had, a group in Eastern Canada just a few weeks ago. They were organizing, but they got caught. Damn it. And the government, the mainstream government paid for a news, tried to paint them as extremists about to do some kind of terrorist movement in Canada. Yeah, meanwhile, they're probably just doing something good for the people as a motivation, I would imagine. But at least that shows there's hope, right? If those guys were attempting, somebody else is going to attempt again. Hope to get a hold of me. Anyway, yeah. How is this going to end? Everything's coming to a head. It has to. It has to come to a serious head soon. If you guys follow what's going on, the Western leaders are pushing for World War III. They have been for quite some time. And they are the source of the grief. The Western leadership of the globe right now is number one ground zero for evil. Easily. The receipts are easy to find. I'll shut my mouth. I could ramble about this for a while. How do the people organize right now to fight back against such a powerful, well-funded, dark sons of bitches? How do you do it now, right? Especially with these things. You can't use these. Anyway. Sorry. Moving along. Fresh out of the pan. Anonymous here. I watched your clip where you read my email, and I thought I would add a few words. Oh, hold on a minute. Wait. Hold on. The Cooge emailed me again, and I got this here, sitting here. One more thing. Keeping it from being shared. Religion and control. If the truth were to come out, if this group was to share what they know as fact, the most prominent religions of the world would be debunked for the most part. There would be mass panic, chaos, total loss of control of the people, and they, the ones in control, don't want this. Absolutely agreed. Almost forgot that. Second email. I had it attached on the top of the original email, man. There we go. Moving along. Oops. Anonymous here. I watched your clip where you read my email and thought I would add a few words pursuant to your comments and maybe a bit more besides to hopefully help you. Just for you, however, I wouldn't object if you wish to share it on your channel, but then maybe read it to yourself first to decide. Oh no, we don't do that. I don't decide. I just share it. There's no censorship here. Number one, responding to your comments. The issue of learning to control one's thoughts. It is not instant. It takes time and practice, but not like a huge chunk of time. You don't set aside half the day or anything like that. It's all about consciousness. So reminding yourself repetitively, and that can take a few seconds daily or several times a day. You know how some addicts you wish to break their habit will wear a rubber wristband, and every time they feel the urge to partake, they snap the band a bit painfully to remind themselves of their mission to quit? It's like that. Doable. Ways to train yourself to control your thoughts. One way is to spend a few minutes each day in trying to empty your mind of all thought. Whew. That, for my brain, that'll be a workout. But if I decide to, I will be able to do it. Maybe just before you go to sleep, when you're relaxed, to just have zero thoughts floating around your mind. Try to figure out how many seconds you can hold that empty-minded space for without starting to mentally count, because those too constitute thoughts. And each time you try it, try to increase those seconds, holding it for just a second or two longer. This is, in any case, the first step in learning the type of meditation I practice. It is helpful to first allow your thoughts in that relaxed state to free range for a bit until they quiet down, and then try to hold that no-thought space. This helps prevent any pressing or random thoughts from intruding. To banish ugly thoughts the instant they arise, just address those thoughts directly. Just say mentally, go away, and they will retreat. Number two, your wish to fight evil with evil. I completely understand the urge to do so, but let me explain what that means on the energy level. If you employ evil, you become evil. You become what you are fighting. Energetically, you would be giving power to evil, amplifying it. Therefore, it makes sense to use good to neutralize evil. I know, and then my brain instantly goes to somebody like coming down the driveway ready to murder somebody in the house. Probably not going to be able to stop them with good, unless it's a damn good bullet to the forehead. Sorry, my brain. Number three, your conviction that the so-called evil elites are shown what is really going on. No doubt. But none of them know what is really going on in the world of good. I say that because of one thing. Evil cannot enter into the presence of good. They do not have and are not capable of reaching or holding the energy frequency necessary to be in the presence of good. They just don't, and I just can't. Why do you think so many of them hide from the public? I do suggest that the numbers of them who are shown is probably really relatively few. Some of those right at the top. The rest are greedy followers who probably know nothing at all. I suggest it's possible that a lot of what they do is to try and lure in good so they can find out. They corrupt many people in this way. Do they ever? Number 4, your comment on the human right to know. Let me say that the first time I experienced my own energy body was Sorry, you guys. Let me say that the first time I experienced my own energy body was an earth-shattering experience for me. And my first thought was that everybody on the planet needs to experience this, to experience who and what we truly are. I thought that then, and I still wish for it now. However, as you know, the world is very complicated, and people are so diverse and extremely complicated. Religion and politics and media and education and corporate interests have utterly and completely muddied the innocent minds of men for a very long time. If you go back to your video where you read my email and just read through the comments, you will understand why it is that only the people who really and truly want and need the true knowledge, who sincerely devote years to following it, ever find it. It can be extremely dangerous to have true knowledge. I have no doubt at all that many of you First Nations people who may have listened to you read my email will know exactly what I talked about. But they didn't tell you all those things, even when you met them in person. It is to protect it and themselves. Understand? Of the comments, there are very few who really picked up what I put down. Barely a handful. I didn't expect more. The overwhelming majority are not capable of picking it up. Do you see? Sad reality, very sad. And yes, humans have every right to know everything that the filthy politics is up to. Something left out of my original email to help to raise the human frequency is to seek beauty. Beauty in nature carries a special frequency. And when you make an effort every day to admire something beautiful, such as a beautiful flower or the beautiful eyes of your dog or the stars or whatever, you are attuning yourself to beauty. And this has an immensely positive effect on your own frequency. There is so much awesome beauty in our world, and people just take it for granted and often barely even notice it. Beauty in a smile, the sunrise, a drop of water. It is everywhere. But it's like the act of noticing it seems to have been bred out of the consciousness of humanity. This can be changed. Once people start to notice beauty, the intricacy of design in our nature, what follows is gratitude. It is really important to think and feel grateful for all our many blessings in life. I spent a lot of time with my grandsons, helping them to notice nature's beauty and teaching them to verbalize gratitude along with positive thoughts such as, we are so lucky to live near the ocean, or we are so lucky to have our beautiful dogs to love. Simple repetitive things like that build up our human frequency and make an attitude of gratitude automatic. To notice things, especially the small things, is an act of consciousness, and itself acts on our consciousness. I bet the many who could not pick up what I put down, an awful lot of that is contrived by the structures imposed on humanity. People are forced to work long hours in order to survive these days. So many people do not have the time or energy to devote to thinking much about anything. People's energy is quite depleted, and it is the result of the status quo of current times. And that very energy depletion is why they may never discover who and what they truly are, especially city dwellers with less access to nature. Agreed. Anyway, that's it for now, Steve. I might later write you an email explaining about that near car wreck I had. It's a very interesting story. One thing meditation teaches is the ability to notice and remember many fine details of the so-called paranormal events. And though it happened more than 30 years ago, and is still very clear in my mind. All the best, Anonymous. And P.S., you're welcome to mail me anytime any questions you might have. And P.S., I've added this mail onto my first mail, as I know you receive so much mail and probably forgot mine already. Haha. Nope, didn't forget it. The second I read Anonymous, it shot back to my brain. I'm going to share some with you guys. A little personal moment that you just made me remember. So, as I'm growing up, raising myself, I'll say, without a doubt, raising myself. I mean, we were feral kids when I look back and think about the guidance we had, the knowledge shared with us, which was next to shit. But I consider myself basically a feral child. I should have died, I don't know how many times. I should have just failed at everything and died without much direction. But anyway, due to the events and the decisions of our parents, a lot of darkness came our way. A lot of dark doors opened up. The dark doors open up for kids whose parents have little to do with them. The kids who have parents who have little to do with them, or no parents, they seek out and find each other, meaning other kids who don't have proper guidance of parents, and typically, on average, it's not a good thing, right? And I definitely went through my moments. I remember one time in 30 days, I was in 15 fistfights. And it's a shitty thing for me to admit, but I'll admit it. That was after getting arrested for my mom's second husband, the monster. That altercation I had with them, where they tried to put me in jail for 5 years. But anyway, it got to the point where I'm like, I'm out of here, man. This doesn't even make sense to be alive. Why am I even here? This is just a big waste of time. This sucks. And I don't know how I did it, but anyways, I made it my way to cut a long story short, next thing you know, I'm on a horse in the Northern Rocky Mountains in heaven. Absolute heaven on earth. And I'll never forget this one moment I had. The leaves were just turning yellow. So up north, that would be around September 10th-ish. Up north, it comes earlier. It was a little bit crisp. Right along the river, in and out of the water, onto the creek bed. Heading straight west. And the sun, it was a clear, bright blue sky. And I remember looking up in the sky. How many times you looked up in the sky all your life? But I'll never forget this. I looked up in the sky, and I saw that color blue. And everybody's behind me. You're just riding along, and it's just a trail horse. You're riding along the mountain trails. Everybody's spread out, and I'm in the lead. Nobody can see me. And I started crying. And I'll never forget it. I had frickin' tears coming down my cheeks looking up at that color blue. And I just could not believe how frickin' crazy ass beautiful that blue color was in the sky. And I can't explain it. Probably can't explain it smoothly, but I'll never forget that moment. And I call that the day I truly realized the color of blue. Blew me away. Anyway, your email just made me remember that thought, and I thought I would share that. And my question throughout life now is, I wonder how many other people go half their life without truly realizing that color of blue right there. Right? How many? Amongst other things. Anyway, appreciate your email big time. And I do understand, I agree that many people just aren't picking up what people are putting down. Many people aren't picking up what their ride and puzzle should be. It's sad, it's unfortunate, it's frustrating. But it's just like this topic. This one that I've chosen that easily shows all of us that we are being misled and lied to from day one is the fact, this one easy one, with literally probably millions of eyewitnesses knowing that these other people are living around us, right alongside of us. And we're not supposed to know. We're not supposed to know. And when you say how many people just can't pick up what you're putting down, the dominating topic we have on my channel currently, who knows, maybe it'll change one day, I don't know, but and all of you who are inquisitive and wanting to learn and follow this channel, listen to the voices of others through me, the sheer number of people that trust us in life, right? And you look them in the eye and you tell them the truth of what you saw, what you've seen, what you know, and it still goes like this. Right over their head. It's not an insulting thing to point out, it's just fact. The majority of people today just can't pick shit up. How'd they get there? I'm thinking they got there because they're raised by daycare. They're raised by an iPad. because mom and dad are too busy just trying to stay alive and keep the roof over top of the head. They both got to work 5-6 days a week. So wrong. It's so wrong. Well, yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I'm going to definitely, I have been trying to learn how to meditate, and I think that all of you parents out there, it just might be beneficial to your children and our future if you teach your children how to meditate now. Don't wait until they're confused and starting to figure out shit's wrong, but they're too busy between the ears to calm down and figure shit out. Teach them now when they're young to hold on to that before their brains get overloaded with dog shit. Teach them now to master their thoughts, master their own mind. Teach them now, right? I don't think school's teaching people that, are they? Quite the babble fest today. Babbling. I appreciate you, Anonymous. Please write back anytime you feel the urge, please. I want to hear from you. Ooh, what's this? One more. And I got to get going. Between trying to go live 3 times, now doing this, I've been in here a bit. Long-time truth-seeking subscriber and now new member. Hello, Steve. My name is Aaron. Yes, please use my name. Born and raised in South Central Virginia. Like my title says, I've been listening to you speak truth for the past few years now. It's incredible the amount of rabbit holes I've been down just because of what I've learned from your channel, from Sasquatch to my own Rh negative blood type. I've been down quite a few. I just recently became a member as well. Even though it's very little, it's a huge honor to help you and Sarah feed the children in your community. It's an amazing thing for you two to do for those in need, and I'm so proud to be part of it now. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe 100% that these forest people are real, but I've never had an encounter of my own. I honestly don't wish to have one at all. But what I do wish is that everyone who has had an encounter to share with someone, anyone that they have, especially to the children. I listen to you a lot, Steve. I have a lot of trust in your words. I absolutely agree that our children need to know the truth about the real world as much as possible. They are our future and our planet's future. They'll only get the truth about things that are truly important in the real world from those of us who choose to tell them. Not from the programming done by our public school system. Like I said, I've never had an encounter with these beings. However, I still teach my 11-year-old son and will teach my 2-year-old grandson everything I learn about them, as well as the truth about us as humans and our natural abilities, and for whatever reason have been suppressed. Aliens, UFOs, our government, and our true history. I've learned so much from you, the emails you've read and the contacts you've made, and I'm very grateful for that. The more I learn, the more my son learns. That's a beautiful thing. As long as we keep telling our truths, especially to our youth, we are much stronger as a people and much closer to finding the answers we all deserve. Keep on keeping on. You're one hell of a good man, Steve. Also, real quick, if you read this by July 31st, 2025, I entered my grandson, Eli, in a contest similar to the one Chippy was in, where you can vote for him. I'm so sorry Chippy didn't get first place. He had my votes for sure. I think you're right about them not letting him win due to it being anti-hunting. But honestly, I know you'd much rather have hunting be a huge part of Chippy's life, especially if he loves it as much as it looks. And he does it. And he does. It'd be awesome if you had put the word out to all my Hat Hunt family to vote for my Eli to win Toddler of the Year 2025. Eli and his little family will benefit from this so much if he were to win. Details of how this would impact my daughter, son-in-law, and Eli are in the bio section of Eli's link. To be brief, they're having a rough go at life lately, and I just wish I had the means to help them, but I just don't. The only way I can help right now is by sharing the knowledge I've learned from credible, trustworthy, amazing people like you, Steve. And I'll share the link here if I can. Thanks again for so much. Thanks again so much for all you are and for all you do for so many. All right, listen, there's no link. There's no link from the email. Link in the email, so throw it down in the comment section below this video, all right? Put the link in the comment section under this video, and everybody look for it. Toddler of the Year 2025, Eli, E-L-I. All right, there you go, you guys. And I wish Eli luck. Send me the link, but post it in the comment section below. And you know what'll happen. Everybody will dive on it. All right, I gotta get ripping. I'll go climb on the roof and make sure there's no obstructions. There's one tree that side, but I've never had a problem before. And how many times we did live streams here in the past, and it worked perfect. Who knows? I mean, I think it's censored. Well, YouTube, maybe YouTube did it because I was shitting all over the pedos in France. Well, oh well. Shit on him. Sorry, not sorry. No apologies for me. Candace Owens is like a superhero to me. She ain't scared of shit. Neither am I. So, there you go. I guess the 39-year-old pedo shouldn't have went after the 15-year-old boy and married him after claiming to be a female when it originally grew up as a dude. Oh my God, you guys got to check out Candace Owens' YouTube channel. Anyway, you guys, appreciate and love everyone so much, especially the people that write in their truth bravely. Share my story at howtohunt.com. I just went through the spam, actually, this morning. I never do that. Shit pile of emails got in my spam folder. How'd that happen? Anyways, I found them. So, share my story at howtohunt.com. Get your truth shared with the people through me, if you wish. Somewhere else, I don't give a shit where you do it. Just get it out. Don't be scared. You're dying. You're going to be dead. Okay? You are going to be dead faster than you expect. Every single person, I'd imagine. That being said, don't be scared. What are you scared about? Don't be scared. You've got some truth. No matter how crazy you think it might be, maybe you think it's not even adds up to anything. Well, it does to somebody here. It does to someone here, all right? Truth makes a difference to people here big time. You can tell by the emails that come in, all right? And furthermore, when you have the confidence to share your truth, it gives other people confidence, and other people need confidence, especially today. Other people need the confidence to not be scared today big time, and this is a freaking good place to get it, to get that confidence, right? So please, 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 please stop being scared of anything, okay? Except spiders. I'm kidding. Sort of. I don't like spiders. I'll go after a wounded grizzly bear by myself in thick bushes, but spiders kind of bug me. But anyway, there you go. What else? I think that's about it for right now. Sarah's got her decals, I think. Decals are in her store. What else? If you want to help put the food in tummies of very, very hungry children, you can do that by subscribing to the channel, becoming a member, I guess. And that money goes to feeding a lot of... I don't keep count. I think I almost had count a while back, but we fed a lot of kids. We fed a lot of hungry kids. All right. Man, you know, last time, on a quick side note on that, I'm feeding these little shits. Like both the teenagers are out of the house now. One's in Edmonton, starting a new job. The other one is in Vancouver, taking a year-long course. She's kicking ass, killing it. And these last children, Sarah delivered the food to. Showed me the pictures. The mom looks like she's a kid. Just got in a bad place, not by choice. And the only place they could find to live was this frickin' garage, like an old house. You know, the old houses where the door and the steps are right there in the middle, and the bedroom windows, living room window, bedroom window. And there's a garage downstairs of the house right there, garage doors. Plywood, shit-eaten, painted plywood doors that swing open and scraping the concrete out front of the driveway. Oh, this mom and these two little kids are in that frickin' garage. Because they got to hide from a monster. They can't afford the rent. Anyway, you guys fed them a lot of awesome good food. And I was like, I right away I said to Sarah, get him over for a swim in the pool. Just get him over for a swim in the pool. We got room downstairs. We'll move into the house. We'll move him into the basement. That's what happens to me. The first 30 seconds, she's telling me, showing me the pictures and everything. I've been like, get him out of there. Get him in the basement. Get him in our house. But We don't know her. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But Sarah kind of slowed me down a little bit, but I can't help it. I can't help it. I think I would just I'd buy a dozen or as many tiny homes as I could and pluck them, put them all over the frickin' property here and form my own tribe. Have all those children here safe, learning how to ride horses and shoot arrows and shit, and learn how to hunt and fish and be happy and safe, and learn how to help each other and be honest, teach them the truth and raise them right and make them safe. But I'm babbling. I'm just saying, all you people that are throwing down a couple bucks a month to feed these kids, you're superheroes. All right, you're superheroes. I gotta go. I'm babbling. I'll be back tomorrow. And I have to travel back to the coastal mountains tomorrow, but I'll be back tomorrow. Later.